Let's just say this up front. When a woman doesn't value a man, she shows it. You might not always notice it right away, especially if you're caught up in her charm, her beauty, or the idea of what the two of you could be. But from a woman's side, the signs are crystal clear. And if she's not invested, not truly into you, she's not going to pretend for long. Now, I know that sounds a little harsh, but I'm not here to sugarcoat things. I'm here to tell you the truth, the way a woman would explain it to a man if she actually cared about his growth. So here it is. Most of the time, when a woman doesn't value a man, it's not because he's not good enough. It's because he allows behaviors that silently tell her he doesn't value himself enough. See, we're emotional creatures. We sense energy. We watch how you carry yourself, how you respond to disrespect, how much of yourself you're willing to give without any reciprocation. And when a man gives too much to a woman who gives nothing back, most of us don't think, wow, he's so sweet. We think he has no clue what he's doing. If a woman is pulling away, being inconsistent, disrespecting your time, or acting like she's doing you a favor by showing up, she's not confused. She just doesn't value you. And if you stay, if you chase her, if you keep making excuses for her behavior, she will lose even more respect for you. This video is not about blaming women. It's about helping you as a man see what's really going on. Because when you understand how we think and what we respond to, you stop wasting your energy on women who aren't even meeting you halfway. So let me break it down for you. No fluff, no games. These are the 5 behaviors women show when they don't value a man. And if you see them, it's your sign to step back, not lean in. 1. If you feel like you're chasing, let me just say this clearly. If you feel like you're the one putting in all the effort, calling, texting, planning, checking in, trying to make things happen, then yes, you are chasing. And that's already a problem. Because the moment a woman feels like she doesn't have to work for you, that she doesn't have to meet you halfway, she stops valuing you. That's just how we're wired. Now, I'm not saying you should never initiate. I'm not saying play games. But men have to understand this. When a woman is genuinely interested in you, she wants to match your energy. She'll text you back fast. She'll ask when she'll see you again. She won't make you guess if she's into you. She'll help keep the connection alive without you dragging it. But when she doesn't value you, she lets you do all the work. And you feel it, even if you don't want to admit it. You feel like you're always the one pushing to connect, like she only responds when it's convenient, like she's emotionally 3 steps behind you. That's not a miscommunication. That's her way of saying, I'm not that invested. I had a guy once who was kind, consistent, always reaching out. But the truth? I wasn't feeling it. And every time he chased harder, I pulled back more. Not to be cruel, but because I didn't feel the same. And instead of noticing that I was cool and distant, he convinced himself he just needed to try harder. That's how men lose power with women, by trying to fix attraction with more effort. That doesn't work. In fact, it backfires. When a woman truly values you, she's eager for your attention. She doesn't play with your time. She respects your space. She gets a little nervous wondering if you feel the same way. But when you're chasing, the roles are reversed, and whether she's conscious of it or not, she'll start taking you for granted. Because deep down, women don't value what they didn't have to earn. So here's the hard truth. From a woman who's seen it play out, if you feel like you're chasing, stop. That energy isn't attractive. Step back and observe. Does she reach out when you don't? Does she make an effort to spend time with you? Or do things just die when you stop pushing? A woman who values you will show up. She won't make you feel like loving her is a job interview. But a woman who doesn't? She'll let you do all the chasing until you burn out, and she moves on. Don't be the man chasing a woman who's already emotionally gone. Pay attention to the energy. Because if you feel like you're chasing, you already know the answer. 2. The less she responds, the more she's testing you. I'm going to be very honest with you here. When a woman starts pulling back, becoming cold, or giving you less attention than she used to, most men panic. They start thinking, did I do something wrong? Or maybe I need to try harder. But here's what's really going on most of the time. She's not confused. She's watching you. She's testing you. And how you respond will determine whether she respects you or loses interest completely. Now, I don't mean every woman is consciously thinking, let me test this guy. It's not always a manipulative thing. A lot of the time it's instinctual. Women are emotional. We react based on how we feel in the moment, but we also evaluate your reactions deeply, even if we don't say it out loud. If she stops texting you as much, goes quiet for a day or two, or becomes emotionally distant, what she's really doing is this. She's trying to see if you'll hold your center or fall apart. Why? Because how you handle distance tells her everything she needs to know about your emotional strength. When you start double texting, chasing, or demanding answers, you show her you're insecure, that you're not grounded, that her pulling away has the power to shake you. And once a woman senses that, she loses respect fast. Because deep down, every woman wants to feel like the man she's with is unshakable. Not cold, not robotic, but stable, calm, self-assured. The truth is, when a woman feels like she can control your emotions with her silence, you've already lost her attention. But if you respond to her pullback by giving her space, staying cool, and keeping your energy focused on yourself, it confuses her. In a good way, she starts wondering, why isn't he chasing me? Doesn't he care? And that's when the power shifts. She starts leaning back in, reaching out more, and realizing you're not like the other guys she can easily manipulate. That's when attraction grows. Let me say this clearly. Silence from a woman isn't always rejection. A lot of the time, it's a mirror. She's showing you a version of herself to see how you'll react, and how you react tells her what kind of man you are. So the next time she gets quiet or cold, don't rush to fix it. Don't explain yourself. Don't ask what's wrong over and over. Just pull back, stay focused on your life, and observe, because if you keep your composure, she'll feel it. And trust me, nothing draws a woman back in faster than realizing you didn't flinch when she pulled away. 3. When your time means nothing, so do you. Let's get something straight. Women notice how you spend your time. Every little thing. Not just where you go or what you do, but who you do it for. And here's the raw truth. If you keep giving your time freely to a woman who doesn't prioritize you, she's going to assume one thing. You have nothing better going on. You might think you're showing her how much you care. But from a woman's perspective, when a man is always available, always waiting, always ready to adjust everything for her, it's not romantic. It's a little sad. And I don't say that to be harsh, I say it because this is how women think. When a man values his time, she feels it. She knows she's not the center of his universe, and that creates tension, mystery, desire. But when your schedule constantly revolves around her, it sends a clear message. My time is less important than your attention. And once a woman feels that, she stops respecting you. Even if she's still talking to you or sleeping with you, the emotional hierarchy has shifted. You've placed yourself beneath her. And from that position, it's almost impossible to command real respect, let alone long-term attraction. Women are drawn to men who are in motion, who are building, working, focused on something beyond just chasing validation. If your time isn't protected, you look like a man who has no mission, no purpose. And let me tell you something we don't often say out loud. Purpose is sexy. When you're hard to get a hold of, not because you're playing games, but because you're genuinely doing something meaningful, a woman starts wondering, where does he go? What's keeping him so focused? That's when she starts valuing your presence, because now it's rare. It's earned. So here's what I want you to understand. It's not just about how you treat a woman. It's about how you treat yourself. Your time is your currency. And if you keep spending it on someone who barely acknowledges it, you're sending a loud message, I don't believe I'm worth much. And women pick up on that energy fast. So stop over-explaining when you can't meet up. Stop canceling plans just to see her. Stop being the guy who's always available at a moment's notice. Instead, become the man who values his time so much that she starts fighting for a spot in your life. Because once a woman realizes you're not willing to waste your time on anyone who doesn't match your energy, she either steps up or she steps off. And either way, you win. For you're being kept around, not chosen. Let me say something that might sting a little, but you need to hear it. Just because you're still in her life doesn't mean you're the man in her life. See, a lot of women will keep a man around not because they want him long term, but because he's useful. Emotionally, physically, financially, or just for attention when she's bored or in between options. And from a man's perspective, it can be hard to see because it feels like something is happening. She still texts sometimes. She still wants to hang out. Maybe even still sleeps with you. So naturally you think, there's still a chance. But from a woman's point of view, she knows exactly what she's doing. She's not choosing you, she's keeping you close. And there's a big difference. Choosing means investing, prioritizing, making space for you in her real life, not just when it's convenient. But keeping you around? That's just maintenance. That's her making sure you don't go too far, just in case she wants something later. And the truth is, she'll keep you in that gray zone as long as you let her. Now, some women do this without even thinking. It's emotional security. It's the just-in-case energy. But others do it with full awareness. They know you want more. They know you're trying to win her over. But because you haven't pulled away, because you haven't walked away from the half-love she's offering, she's going to assume you'll always be there. That's not attraction. That's convenience. As a man, your job is to pay attention to how you're being positioned in her life. If she only calls when she's lonely, if she keeps things vague and undefined, if she's hot one week and cold the next, if she says she's not ready for a relationship, but still wants to hang out, you're not being chosen. You're being kept. And here's the kicker. When a man accepts that role, he lowers his own value in her eyes. She sees you trying harder, waiting longer, being patient and understanding while she explores her options. 5. She knows you'll stay no matter how she treats you. Let's get straight to it. A woman will only treat a man as well as she believes she has to in order to keep him. If she knows you'll stay no matter what, no matter how she talks to you, no matter how many times she flakes, no matter how little she gives, then she has no reason to show up better. Why would she? From her perspective, you've already accepted the bare minimum. Here's what most men miss. Women are always watching your reactions. Not just to what they do right, but especially to what they do wrong. When you let things slide too often, when you avoid conflict, when you try to be the nice guy just to keep the peace, she clocks that. She may not say it out loud, but inside she's thinking, he's not going anywhere. And once she believes that, she starts slipping a slowly. It starts with little things. Shorter texts, less affection. She doesn't ask about your day anymore. She cancels plans. She makes you wait, emotionally or physically. And you, trying to be understanding, think she's just going through something. So you hold on tighter. You show her more love, more effort. You try harder, thinking that will win her back. But here's the truth. She's not responding to your effort anymore. Because she doesn't have to, and that's a dangerous place to be as a man, because now you're working for her attention. And she's no longer working for your respect. A woman deeply respects a man who has a boundary, not one he talks about, but one he enforces. And when she crosses it, and you let it slide over and over again, she no longer sees you as strong. She sees you as emotionally dependent. That's not love to her, that's weakness. Let me put it to you this way. When a woman knows you'll stay, even when she's not showing up right, it kills her incentive to change. And worse, it shifts the power dynamic. You stop being a man with standards, and you become a man trying to earn love. That's not how high-value relationships work. Now, does this mean you walk away the second she messes up? No. But it does mean you show her what happens when she stops showing up right. You become unavailable. You stop rewarding bad behavior. You don't argue. You detach. That's where your power is. When a woman senses you're not emotionally afraid to lose her, it resets everything. It makes her pause. Because deep down, women want a man who's strong enough to leave if he's not being valued. Don't train her to believe she can mistreat you and still have full access to you. Because once she knows you'll stay no matter what, she'll stop giving you anything worth staying for. 6. Attraction dies when you make yourself too available. Here's something most men don't realize. Being too available doesn't make a woman feel more secure. It makes her lose respect for you. I know that might sound harsh. But stay with me. There's a difference between being present and being predictable. One creates a sense of safety and strength. The other makes you feel like an option on standby. Women are emotionally wired to respond to contrast, mystery, space, and tension keep her curious. But when a man is always there, always replying, always chasing, always saying yes, that edge disappears. And when there's no edge, there's no pull, no spark, no desire. Now let me speak to your masculine side for a second, because this isn't about playing games or trying to manipulate a woman into liking you. This is about understanding how attraction actually works on a biological and emotional level. Women aren't drawn to comfort. They're drawn to strength. And strength isn't loud or needy. Strength is controlled, reserved, purpose-driven. When you make yourself too available, what you're signaling is this: I don't have anything going on that matters more than you. And the moment she senses that you've put her at the center of your world, that's when her interest starts to fade. Now, that doesn't mean you go cold or ignore her for days. It means you prioritize yourself, your time, your purpose, your emotional energy. You show her that your life doesn't orbit around her approval. And believe it or not, that's what pulls her in. A woman wants to feel chosen by a man who didn't need to choose her. A man who had options. A man who had boundaries. A man who had something else going on that gave his life depth and didn't need her to fill that hole. When you're too available, you start feeling like a man who's desperate for connection. And desperation isn't attractive, it's suffocating. Even if she won't say it to your face, women instinctively recoil from it. 7. Her disrespect isn't confusion, it's clarity. Let me say this directly. When a woman starts disrespecting you, she's not confused. She's not going through a phase. She's not processing emotions. What you're seeing is exactly how she feels, and she's showing you with her behavior, not just her words. Here's the truth. Women do not mistreat the men they deeply admire. If she truly respects you, you'll feel it. You won't have to guess. She'll speak to you differently. She'll carry herself differently around you. But the moment you notice eye-rolling, sarcastic comments, emotional coldness, indifference, or even subtle forms of emasculation, that's not just her being moody. That's her no longer seeing you as the man she once desired. And most men miss this because they've been conditioned to overlook the signs. You think she's just stressed. She had a bad day. She didn't mean it like that. But she did. Disrespect is a form of communication. It's a woman's way of saying, I don't feel it anymore, and I don't mind showing you. Now here's where you need to wake up. If you let it slide once, it becomes a pattern. And the moment it becomes a pattern, you've trained her that it's okay to treat you that way. Women do test boundaries, but they also observe how you respond. If you stay, tolerate it, make excuses for it, or even worse, apologize for her behavior, you lose her completely. She might still be in your life, but her attraction and respect for you will be gone. And from a female perspective, once that respect is gone, it's very hard to recover. Because it means she's seen too much weakness, too much indecision, too much passivity. At that point, she doesn't feel emotionally safe with you anymore. And when a woman doesn't feel safe in your masculine presence, she either starts controlling you or detaching from you altogether. So what do? You stop trying to be understanding when disrespect is clearly happening. You stop confusing love with tolerance. You don't have to raise your voice or argue. But you do need to stand up clearly, calmly, firmly. You say, I don't tolerate being spoken to like that. I'm not the man you treat like a backup plan. If this is how you want to act, I'm out. Simple, clean, direct. That's what earns back her respect, if it's still salvageable. But more importantly, it's what reminds you who you are. Because once you allow disrespect, you're no longer in a relationship. You're in a slow breakdown where she's holding the power and you're holding the door open for her to walk all over you. Disrespect is not confusion. It's not a cry for attention. It's not a random mood. It's her showing you, without filters, exactly where she stands. And it's your job as a man to respond like one. Let me leave you with this, and I want you to really sit with it. A woman only loses respect for a man she no longer fears losing. That might sound harsh, but it's the truth. The moment she knows you'll keep chasing, keep giving, keep waiting, even when she's pulling away, treating you poorly, or showing zero effort, she's already put you in the category of men she doesn't have to work for. And when that happens, everything changes. Now, this isn't about playing games or being cold. It's about self-respect. Because the way you carry yourself teaches women how to treat you. If you value yourself, they'll value you. If you tolerate the bare minimum, that's all you'll ever get. What I've shared with you in this video wasn't fluff. It wasn't sugar-coated. It was the real truth from a woman who knows exactly how women think. And I told you because I actually respect men who are willing to hear it and grow from my T.S. Now it's your move. Have you seen these behaviors before? Have you ever stayed too long, hoping she'd change, even when the signs were clear? I want to hear your story. Drop a comment below and tell me what hit hardest. I'll be reading them. I'll be replying. Because this isn't about shaming men, it's about raising the standard. If you're ready to be the kind of man women can't afford to lose, it starts right here. Let's talk in the comments.